Wherever you go, you'll hear it said, the children are our future. That's a perspective so widely held as to be cliché. But judging by the numbers, much of Kansas City's future is adrift.
About 31,000 young people in the greater Kansas City metro area are either not taking summer classes or not in school and or also not in a job or an internship. And it's that lack of engagement we want to change.
The we Nicholas Dorn is speaking of is, for one, Hire KC Youth, an employment program aimed at both training for young people 16 to 24 and connecting them with internships and jobs. The site of today's training, MCC Penn Valley.
Kids want to work. They want that first break. They want that opportunity.
But their stories are much the same.
I was like, what am I going to do? I'm just, I don't want to stay at home and everything. And both my parents were working, and I didn't have my license at that time.
In high school, the biggest challenge was knowing what I was going to do next. They didn't really give us much guidance, telling us what we were going to do, giving us ideas on what we could possibly do. I didn't find out my career choice of public relations until 2013, and I had graduated in 2011. So there was a big gap of not knowing where I was going in life.
You're dealing with a lot of vulnerability. You're very impressionable.
The engagement problem has multiple components, ranging from false perceptions to lack of tangible work experience to what's not being taught in schools.
The biggest problem coming out of a K through 12 learning environment, it really hits on what are the most relevant skills that someone leaving secondary education might actually possess. There's a list of 21st century skills that arguably sometimes don't really get covered in a classroom beyond the content. These skills include leadership, creativity, productivity, adaptability, flexibility, just knowing how to listen and empathize for that matter.
The tangible work experience is facilitated by Hire KC Youth, which helps these young men and women make connections.
I have an internship with the Kansas City Fire Department, so I'm very excited about that. Doing the rappel out on the Missouri Boat River and doing all the hands-on type of things, so I'll get some great experience.
I work with Turn the Page KC, which they're a third grade reading initiative, and it's pretty cool. What I've been doing is that now I can work with kids and read to them.
Combating false perceptions is one of the more challenging parts, and it cuts both ways. Employers have them, youth have them. Take the young person who thinks he has nothing to put on a resume. He actually probably does, if he thinks about the expression of achievements or accomplishments in his personal life.
And this could be as simple as simply managing a home while their parents are working 2 jobs, babysitting their younger siblings, or preparing something for a family reunion, or maybe even just being an active member of a student organization, club, or after-school program.
And Hire KC Youth is encouraging employers to challenge their perceptions and assumptions too. It may be that high school dropout made a sacrifice to care for a sick relative, that the work experience you want from them was gained in an atypical way.
We all have a responsibility as a community, as a city, as a region, as a country, to really rally behind our youth, to make sure they don't get disheartened.
Hire KC Youth's research indicates that it's not a lack of jobs that's the problem for students attempting to enter the workforce in our region. It's a connection and engagement issue. But when all parties begin to realize some success, something special happens.
If you really realize that you're a gem, you can really shine.